Hi everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to help you set up your initial name tags for your name tag project. The first thing we want to do is to make sure that we don't have anything selected on our board. So using your selection tool, go and click on the board to make sure that nothing is selected. Then inside your properties panel we want to turn on the rulers. So come down here to ruler and grids and click on that first icon. Next, inside of our guides we also want to turn on our smart guides, and that's going to be the third icon over here on the right. And so if it's not highlighted, it needs to be. So go ahead and click on it. Now this document is 11 by 17 inches, and I want to have a 1/2 inch margin all the way around. So in order to help create that, we're going to use guides. So let's come over here to our ruler on the left side, and we're going to click and drag out two rulers and place them at the 1/2 inch mark and the 16.5 inch mark. So I'm going to click and drag to pull out the first one to where the 1/2 inch is, or should be. I'm going to click and drag the other one out. Don't worry if it's not perfect, because again, we can always come back and tighten this up. So right now I'm just sort of eyeballing it, and I'm pulling the top ones down to 0.5 and then to 10.5. Again, to give me a 1/2 inch margin all the way around. Now to tighten these up and to make sure that they're exact, let's come over here to our properties panel. And inside of our guides, we want to unlock them so that we can move them. So to unlock the guides, come over here to the middle icon, the one that's got the padlock, and click on it to unlock. With it unlocked, I'm going to click and drag a marquee to select the guide, or you can also just click on it. And this shows me where it's located. Again, because we're looking at left to right, we're going to deal with the X coordinate. So I'm slightly off, not too bad. I'm going to change that to 16.5. Hit enter. Then I'm going to come over here to the one on the far left. Again, drag a marquee or click on it to select it. And we'll notice we're slightly past 0.5. So again, I'm just going to touch that up. Hopefully your eyes are better than mine. And then I'm going to select the top guide. And we'll see that it sits at 0.5. Now again, because we're dealing with up and down, we're going to be looking at the Y coordinate. So for this top guide, it's sitting at just slightly past 0.5. I'm going to fix that one. Then I'm going to select the bottom guide and change that to 10.5. Perfect. Now once you have all those set, let's come back over here, deselect by clicking on the artboard, and inside your properties panel, let's go and lock those guides down. Again, come to your guides, it's going to be that middle icon with the padlock. Notice how it's unlocked at the moment, and let's click on it to lock it. Now I can't accidentally select them or accidentally move them. So with that, let's go and grab our name tag. It's already been grouped together for you. Just click on it and let's pull it up over here inside the corner. And those smart guides, you should feel it snap. And if we want to double check, we can always come to our properties panel, and I'm going to select this far left upper corner point. And that point should read 0.5 and 0.5 for both X and Y if it's sitting truly up here inside the corner. Now, you are going to be creating a total of 9 name tags. And so in order to create these, there's a couple of different ways. Most folks may want to try the edit, copy, and edit paste, but I'm going to use a different method. I love using the click and drag with the Alt key to create a copy. So with my name tag selected, I'm going to hold down the Alt key and click and begin to drag, and it's going to drag out a copy. Now to constrain the movement and keep it straight, I'm also going to hold down the Shift key. So right now I'm clicking and dragging with Alt plus Shift, and I'm going to drag out a copy. Now I'm going to drag out another one to create a third one. So I'm going to hold down Alt. This indicates I want to create a copy. I'm going to click and drag, and then while I'm holding down Alt, I'm also going to now hold down the Shift key. That's going to give me my third copy. Now with my third one, the one on the far right, I want to make sure that this is lined up, that the corner matches over here. So I'm just going to click and drag that over, and then looking at my properties panel to verify that I'm in the right spot, I'm going to click on this far right upper corner dot, the reference point, and it's reading 16.5 for the X and 0.5 for the Y, so that's perfect. Now the last thing we want to do with this row up here is we want to make sure that the one in the middle is perfectly lined up in between these two. So I'm going to take my selection tool, and I'm going to drag a marquee around all 3 of these name tags. This selects all 3. Inside my Properties panel, I'm going to come down here to Align. I'm going to click on the 3 dots down here that indicate More Options. Click on that. And this is going to allow me to focus on the distribution. I want an even amount of space in between all those name tags. So with the Distribute Objects, I'm going to select this one right here, the Horizontal Distribute Center. And now I have an equal amount of space on this side of the name tag as well as over here. Now with all 3 of these selected, let's go ahead and group them. So come up to Object and let's do Group. It just makes it a little bit easier to move them together. So with them selected, I'm going to hold down the Alt key because I'm going to create a copy, and I'm going to click and begin to drag down. And to keep it moving straight, I'm also going to hold down the Shift key while I'm holding down the Alt key. This constrains the movement. I'm going to move it all the way to the bottom till it feels like it snaps in place. And I'm going to let go. Now to verify that it's sitting at the bottom where I want it to be, I'm going to come up here to my Transform panel. I'm going to select this bottom reference point. I'm just going to verify that it's sitting at the 10.5 Y mark, which it is. So that's great. This indicates that the bottom of this shape is sitting on top of that guide. So now we have 6 name tags. We just need 3 more. So with this bottom one still selected, same thing. I'm going to hold down the Alt key and click and drag and move it up. And to constrain its movement, I'm going to hold down the Shift key. This will keep it moving up and down straight. And then I'm going to move it to where you see those pink intersect lines. I'm going to move it till it shows me that. Or if you don't quite get it, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and place it, because I'm going to show you how we can fix that. So to make sure that the middle row is perfectly balanced between the top and the bottom, go ahead and select all your name tags. You can draw a marquee around it, or also do Control-A on your keyboard, or if you're on a Mac, I believe it's Command-A. With all of them selected, we're going to come over here to our Properties panel. We're going to come down to Align. We're going to click on the More Options button. We're going to go to Distribute, and this time we're going to distribute the vertical center. I'm going to click on that. And so if this was slightly off, it's going to bump it where it needs to be, again giving me an equal amount of space above and below those name tags. So at this point we have all 9 of our name tags. But we've also grouped them. In fact, if you select if I deselect, I select the top row, you see that all 3 are grouped together. So before you finish out this part of the tutorial, go ahead and make sure that you ungroup that. So go to Object, Ungroup, and if I deselect, I now have my 3 individual name tags. Now what I would do is I would also go through and ungroup those. So Object, Ungroup, or notice the shortcut, Shift-Control-G. This way you'll be able to select each and individual element. And that's going to be beneficial to you as you work on these. So I'm going to select this one and I'm going to do Control-Shift-G to unlock it, or to ungroup it. Control-Shift-G to ungroup. This way I can select all the individual items. I'm going to do the same thing with my middle row. All 3 are currently grouped together. And you can also come over here inside your Properties panel down here and click on Ungroup. Then select each name tag individually and ungroup it. Again, this will allow you to more easily work with all the individual elements that you have. Finally, the bottom row, it's all grouped together. I'm going to ungroup it. Deselect, then select each name tag on its own, and then ungroup it. All right, I'm going to do View, and then Fit Artboard and Window. And so now you have all 9 of your name tags for you to begin working with. Congratulations, I really hope you have a lot of fun with this project. Reach out with any questions.